Hello and welcome to nScreen Noise. My name is Colin Dixon and I am founder and chief analyst with nScreen Media. Today is February 22nd, 2013, and today is all about cord cutting. Yes, there's lots in the news about cord cutting this week. First up is PwC, who sponsored a debate between Columbia Business School and Virginia Commonwealth University about should advertisers worry about cord cutting. Now, PwC took the information from the debate. They also rolled in their own data, and they came to the conclusion that the impact to the pay TV industry of cord cutting over the next few years would be, quote, minimal. Now, that was actually quite a surprise. I was expecting them to say at least some impact, because I'm certainly expecting some impact, but they are not. Now, Cowen and Company went and talked to Netflix subscribers this week, or rather last week, to get information on House of Cards usage. Remember, we talked about the fact in a previous episode that there was no information on what viewership of House of Cards. Well, what Cowen and Company found with their survey was that about 10% of Netflix subscribers had watched at least one episode. The majority loved it. The majority loved the fact that all of the episodes were available at once, and also that these guys were less likely to get rid of Netflix because of the existence of that show. But in the data as well was an interesting statistic that 23% of Netflix subscribers did not have a pay TV subscription, had, quote, cut the cord. This brought me up short because it certainly didn't sound like the same data that I'd heard from the diffusion group. So I checked back with them, and what they told me was just 11% of Netflix subscribers do not have a pay TV subscription, that number has not changed much over the year. And in fact, that number was less than the average broadband user. So in fact, Netflix subscribers are more likely to have pay TV subscriptions than the rest of the population. So pretty interesting difference there between the Cowen and Company data. Now, cord cutting is not only restricted to us here in the US. In Europe, news from Informer this week that actually subs for pay TV fell for the first time in 2012. Subs are now at 93 million, down a whopping 4% in 1 year. 384,000 net subs quit last year. The leaders there, you would expect it, the southern states that have been most hit by the depression that's going on there. Italy down a whopping 9%, Spain not far behind, 6% down. So big impacts there. But the thing we should remember, of course, is that this is economic cord cutting. And we certainly saw that here in the States in 2011 and some impact in 2012 as well. So the predominant reason I think that people are cutting the cord, and certainly the data seems to prove it and various surveys seem to prove it, is economic for cutting the cord. Now, the thing that I think PwC is neglecting is that the dynamics that are forcing people to cut the cord because of economic reasons aren't changing. Pay TV prices continue to go up, and escalating sports fees are pushing them up faster. So as more people leave for economic reasons, what they do is they go and look for cheaper options. And that's when they find free to air. They stick an aerial on the roof and start watching broadcast TV. And they also turn to cheaper options online like Netflix, for example. So the big question for pay TV operators is, at least in the short term, will the economic cord cutters ever come back? And that's an open question, and one that we will be talking a lot here on this podcast. Now, if you want a link to any of the data that you've heard here in this podcast today, just come to my website on the opinions page, and you'll find it in the description of this video. And I hope to see you again next time.